Hey, it's Brenda with Balance with Brenda, and I'm here in my hometown, Fredericksburg, Texas, and we'll eventually be doing a series on restaurants that are wheelchair accessible, or kind of rating them so you kind of know what to be looking for. Something just to be aware of is that TxDOT does the striping and accessible spaces on Main Street because Main Street is a U.S. highway, so it is not the city's domain to say. So in the main shopping district, well, really most of Main Street, the curbs are really high because that's sort of the drainage ditch situation. So throughout the town, there are some cut-ins in the curbs, either with some steps or former driveways, but they're not really ADA accessible ramps. They don't have railings. So at most intersections, your best way to get onto the sidewalk is to try and snag one of the ADA parking spaces that's at the end of the block. I'll show you what I mean. So this is at the corner of Main and Orange Street, and you see you have your accessible space leading up over here to a ramp. Here's one of the cut-ins that I was talking about before. And so getting up onto the sidewalk, if you can score one of these parking spaces, really is your best bet, because then once you're on the sidewalk, you have at least a better chance of getting into a restaurant. I took some video yesterday and my microphone wasn't working, so it doesn't have sound, but I may include that in some of these video. Just know that it doesn't have sound for a reason, but it kind of shows the driveway situation. So if you have any restaurants you would like me to reach out to and at least ask and see about accessibility, I'm trying to look at doorways, wheelchair accessibility, how far is the parking situation to get in the building, and then what kind of chairs do they have? Do they have some chairs with armrests? Do they have movable seating that can maybe accommodate a wheelchair? Some of the sidewalk situations are really poor, and then the place might have a great bathroom. So just let me know, and we'll see what we can do. Alrighty, peace out. Okay, this is the intersection of Main Street and Lincoln, and you can see we've got crosswalks and we've got the little nubby, but it's graded. You have the accessible buttons to push, and so from a getting on the sidewalk at an intersection, you have a pretty good situation. Now, if mobility is not an issue and you can walk a couple of blocks, there's off-street parking further down Lincoln Street here that gives you a good option. But most of the time, and like here, you would normally have a ramp down area and a parking space that's handicap accessible. So those are kind of at the ends of the blocks, but obviously not at this intersection. There's the Keitel. And so see, we have an old driveway, which is a ramp. It's not to ADA grade, but actually there's a really large area where TxDOT has kind of blocked off. So it could be a drop zone if that's an option, and maybe you're trying to go eat at Vaudeville or somewhere close.